Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Tweet Talk. My name is Susan Williams, and I'm the founder of Encore. And today I'm joined by Mike Drak. Mike is the author of Victory Lap Retirement. And here's where we talk about what's been trending on Twitter and share our opinions and perspectives. Welcome, Mike. Great to see you.
Good morning, Susan. My pleasure as always.
Okay. Mike, I thought we'd start off with a bit of a tougher topic. There was an article in The Guardian entitled Coronavirus Has Revealed What's Wrong with Our Approach to Aging. And it was based on the UK COVID-19 experience, and specifically with aged care homes and how the care workers are actually being treated and how this is all being prioritized for our most vulnerable. It's quite an expose, really, of some of the thinking, and I think it's actually quite applicable to what other countries are also experiencing. Did you get a chance to read it?
Oh, I did, and I was depressed as usual after reading it.
What did you think?
I think it's terrible, and I've had experience with it because my mother was in a nursing home, and there are companies that are run for a profit, and when you try to make money and you try to cut corners, you cut expenses, and the two main expenses are food cost and labor cost, right? So then, you notice there's not a lot of healthcare support for the residents in the home, and they're running around trying to do the best job they can, but they can't do everything.
Yeah.
And the level of care kind of just declined over time.
Yeah, I think we didn't do a very good job of reverse engineering sort of what the pandemic was actually going to do, first of all. I think we should have probably taken a look at who's most vulnerable and how do we make sure that they're protected and the people that are supporting them are protected. And I think we went at the hospitals first, and we didn't necessarily think about the long-term care or the retirement homes. And I think that was a bit of a major gap that we had.
That's right.
I also think it's something that I hate to say we all sort of intuitively knew that maybe we weren't necessarily doing such a great job of looking after our older population. And I mean, you and I have both written posts about how we really don't want to go into these care homes. I think what it did is it just really shone a light on this, and I truly hope and pray that we learn from this and we learn how important it is to take care of those that really need our support. I love this one quote I found. It was by Gandhi, and it says, "The true measure of any society can be found in how it treats its most vulnerable members." And I think this was really a sad testament to, us as a society and how we care for those that may need our help the most. And I truly do hope that we actually learn from this.
Well, we will learn, but the big question is, will we do something about what we learn?
Absolutely.
We've been talking about this situation for years and years, and nothing ever seems to be done about it. And I'm scared that it's going to happen the same way again. And what really bothers me is, like you said, they didn't put a lot of thought into it. And what I learned when my mother was there, that a lot of these care workers work at multiple locations. So, through a week, they might go to 3-4 different locations, or even, 2 locations the same day. And what happens is, if they get exposed at one, then they bring it into another home.
Yeah.
And so the other home has all these protective measures in place, but they have none to protect that care worker coming in from another location. I know they're looking at it now, but it's something that was allowed to happen at the outset, and the price that was paid was large. Too large.
It was large, and I think it also highlights the fact that we really do need to do a better job of respecting and paying for these professions that care for, these people. And that also was highlighted because a lot of them did have to go to multiple locations in order to earn, a living wage, as we've talked about.
Yeah. No, it's sad. It's sad, and there's so many good, caring care workers, if you believe it or not, and they have tough jobs, but they do a great job, and they have a great attitude, and they care about the residents, right? And I really feel for them.
Absolutely. Well, like we said, hopefully we'll learn from this. Hopefully we will take some actions, and hopefully we will get these care workers the respect and the equipment and everything that they need in order to do their jobs well too. Okay, so let's switch up. Now, one of the interviews I did last week was with Jill Penfold. Jill is a fitness trainer, and we talked about eating healthy and staying fit during COVID-19. I don't know about you, but I'm struggling with this. How are you making out?
I'm on what I call a nosedive trajectory. My health and fitness has gone really into a steep dive. I'm starting to get antsy, so I'm deriving comfort from Nutella and different kinds of processed foods and things like that. Things I know I shouldn't eat, but they're easy to buy. They're in protective kind of packaging and things like that, and they're convenient and they taste really good. And I notice I'm drinking a lot more wine than I should. And my greatest fear is, coming out of the pandemic, 20 pounds heavier with a drinking problem.
Oh, God.
I'm saying to myself, it's time to stop. And yes, today I'm going outside and I'm going to get a run in. So
Yeah. Well, it was funny because some of the things she said to do, and I'm going, okay, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So I started today. Before I actually even left my bedroom, because one of the things she said, set your alarm clock and get up and actually schedule your activity, and even just do small bursts of it, just to try and get it throughout the day. So this morning, I set my alarm clock. I did actually get up. I didn't leave my bedroom without doing some form of physical activity. So I'm hoping that'll hold, and I'm also going to try and stop buying the stuff, because I'm finding around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm headed for the pantry, and I'm looking for sugars and salts and all the things that I eat.
Sure, yeah.
And so I'm thinking, if I don't bring it in, maybe I won't be able to eat it. So after I run out of this batch that I just bought, hopefully the rest of the house will agree with me, and maybe we won't bring it in, but we'll try our best.
It's not easy. It takes a lot of discipline, but we have to be careful because we don't know how long we're going to be sitting at home like this, right?
Absolutely. And you got to stay, and we all know that, eating well and staying physically healthy actually helps contribute to our mental health. And just for a shameless plug, I just published a post on my personal mental health situation and why we really need to focus on this so that we don't get into another type of pandemic after this pandemic.
Exactly.
Okay, and finally, Mike, I found this was really interesting because I was on Twitter and I was noticing that Robin Williams was trending, and it was like, what the heck? Was it his anniversary? Was there something? And I think it was just people wanting to quote Robin Williams or reference Robin Williams. What do you think about that? Would you find that strange, or do you think there's some reason why?
Well, I think people are looking for some source of relief, some source of comedy, something to laugh about. I know I am, and I'm trying to find comedy shows, but you can't find anything that's good. And Robin Williams was one of the best. I love that show, Mork and Mindy, that Nanu or whatever he did. That's when I first saw him, and I laughed. And it's funny because when I saw you mention that this is a subject we're going to talk about, one of his movies really had a significant impact on my life, believe it or not. I'm not making this up. And it was the movie Hook that he did for Disney.
Okay, Hook. Tell me how.
In Hook, he was an investment banker. He was so involved with his job, making deals, making money. He lost contact with his wife and his kids. And, he lost, focus on what really was important in his life. He just kept chasing money. It reminded me of my job at the bank. I was a banker as well, working so hard, trying to close deals, trying to get ahead and make money. And then in the movie, it showed that he had lost his sense for what was right, his sense for being childlike and, believing in adventure and things like that. And he had forgotten how to fly. And he was the Peter Pan. He forgot he was. And it shows the story of how he went back and he rescued his kids and he learned how to fly again, which to me meant how to live again and discover what's really important in your life and to do those things. And I found that message in a Disney movie. And that's what helped me leave my corporate job finally, because I said, no, this is no way to live. And
Yeah.
that threw him in that movie Hook, which is crazy when you think about
No, but you're right. It does have some really good underlying messages. And I was thinking about this as well. And I thought, last week we talked about nostalgia
it. Yeah.
and, the fact that, going back and remembering fond memories. And then that made me think of what movies that like yourself, I really, really enjoyed Robin Williams and his comedy. And I thought he was
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah, I love comedy.
Yeah. And the movie actually that spoke the most to me of Robin Williams was Good Will Hunting.
Oh,
I
yeah,
I
sure.
love that movie, and similar to the character that he played in Hook, the character that he played in Good Will Hunting was, this psychiatrist or psychologist. I don't know which one it was. I'm pretty sure it was a psychiatrist, and how he, really focused on what was important in his life, and he bypassed, some of the traditional academia stuff in search of actually, living a life that was authentic and true to himself, and at the same time, how amazingly he helped, Matt Damon at the time in the movie through the challenges that he was doing because of his own life experiences. And I thought, wow, that was such a great movie on so many levels. And I thought his performance there was amazing. So,
Oh, no, it was. And it's so funny to see a comedian, right, get into like a serious role
yeah,
and really teach you important things about life and how it should be lived. And those are the movies you never forget because they resonate with you and you connect to them and you can see your own life unfolding in the movie. So yeah, those are big important movies that you never forget about, and you watch them over and over again because they're meaningful to you. So
yeah. Well, there you go. There's something that people can do while they're sitting at home waiting for this all to end. Go out and watch yourself some really good Robin Williams movie. It'll probably make you feel better, give you something to think about while we're all waiting to get out of our homes at some point.
well, it's true. And I wonder how many people, when they go back to work, how long they're going to stick around there or maybe go and make a change because they've thought things through and they say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. There's other things I can do. And maybe this is the time to try those things before it's too late, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, on that note, we'll close out today's talk. Thanks so much for your time, Mike. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Susan, as always.
As always. And to everybody out there, be sure to stay safe, stay strong, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.